wonderful assistant client coordinator, and just doing a short video. I kind of want to cover the listing presentation. And with this being said, when you do a listing or you go to a listing appointment, it's going to vary depending on situations and conversations. But this gives you, and this is from Kevin Ward's book of Yes, which I really love, and it's kind of a little bit of a improved version, in my opinion, of Mike Ferry's listing script, which is another good one to go to, just to have a guideline of something to do. And a lot of these things I do cover on every single appointment because they're important, like the 3 questions we'll get to here in a moment. But, you always thank them for having you over. Thanks for having me over. Especially if they're moving and that's their motivation. You always are you excited about the move? You always want to, because you always want to make sure that you care about what they're trying to do. Because people don't just wake up in the morning and go, I want to sell my house. No, there's usually a reason. They had a kid, they need to downsize, they can't do stairs anymore. They got a new job somewhere. So, and I always ask them if I can give myself a quick tour or if you want to take me on a tour. And sometimes it depends on what they say next or whatnot. I might say, I always want to look at it like a buyer's going to look at it, because you do have to see the property. You can't look at pictures. You can't. That's why you've got to get in houses and you've got to get belly to belly with people, because you've got to see the property to be able to know what you could sell it for, how you could sell it, what they might need to do before they list it to get top dollar. And then it comes into their funding. And then as I pass the kitchen table, I'll have a little folder with me that has their CMA in it, some information on MCV Realty. And I'll set that down and we'll circle back to the kitchen table later. And then usually I'll review their situation, on the seller sheet, going through, how soon do they want to be there? Why do they need to be there? What changed in their life? Are they ready for that? And, but the bottom line questions are the most important. And I always ask people this, are you definitely ready to sell your property? Okay. Yes. Fantastic. And then I always ask, this is very important. Will you price it where it will sell? Or are you okay with it just sits on the market for a while? And that's just, some people want to overprice, and that's fine. If you want to try to get over or get more, we can, especially in this hot market, we can probably get it, but it's going to take some time. And you need to make sure that's not going to be one of those that sells in 1 to 5 days. And that's why it's important you ask that question. Do you want to price it where it will sell? Or are you okay with it just sitting on the market? And then whatever the answer is, okay, great. And then most important, do you want me to get it sold for you? And then, confirming the goal, I typically don't have to do. It usually comes out somewhere in there, but you could go through the confirming the goal. The purpose of our meeting's twofold, to help you get top dollar. And if the right thing for you to do is partner with me, and whether you decide to hire me or not, I hope it will become clear to you through our meeting that my commitment is to help you get what you want. If I can't, I'll tell you today, because I'm not interested in just getting a listing. I'm interested in helping you get what you want. Now there's really one key item for us to address today, and that is to determine the right price to set on your home that will cause it to sell. Because obviously you don't want to put it on the market to have it not sell, correct? So here's what I'll do. No, I skipped that. I don't do that either. You could do that. See, that's a template. I don't like that line. You're already jumping to the conclusion that they're hiring you. But what you do need to get to is the market analysis and letting them know that you've come here, to do that. Before meeting with you today, I did a thorough market analysis on your home, to determine the price that your home should go in. And after seeing your condition, now I have a really good idea of what I believe the market will bear, because, nobody can tell you exactly what it's going to go for. A house is going to sell for what a buyer is willing to pay. But there's 2 important reasons why you want to have it priced right. One, as buyers are looking at other homes, they're going to be comparing your home to those other homes that are possibly for sale. And 2, it's important because most people are going to be getting a loan on their home, and the appraiser is going to compare your home to other comparable sold to find out what the market value is, and that determines what the bank is going to loan on it. So it's important to make sure the price on it. Now what you want to list it for is up to you. I'm just going to advise you what I believe from what I'm seeing from this market research I've done, what the market is probably going to bear for your home. And it's usually going to be a range. Usually when I give somebody, it's going to be somewhere in a 20, 30,000 range. I can tell you, and I'm pretty good at market analysis. So I love that I have an economics degree and I love studying consumer behavior on the housing industry. So I can usually, give a good idea about what it's going to go for. Now, what you want to list it for, how long you want it to sit on the market, how much we want to get, that's up to you. Like we have a lakeshore property that we're a little overpriced on, but we're going to get a good dollar for it. And we're going to hold out because the seller's willing to do that. And it's a nice property. Someone's going to build something really awesome. We actually have a buyer that we think might be buying it. But the decision part, you definitely want to get to. So some of this other stuff's just key ins you can use when you're talking the net sheet and telling them how much they're going to get, which I typically do the net sheet as I'm there on my phone and then email it to them while I'm with them and go over it right there with them, because it's too hard to get an accurate net sheet without knowing the condition of the home, because condition can play in huge. I mean, it can matter up to $100,000 just based on your condition of things and what, is the basement finished? How old is the basement? Things like that. There's so many different variables that you've got to see with the human eye. So, and then once they decide, then you want to let them know, we'll get it on the market as quick as possible and get it out to all those ready, willing, and able buyers and do our 10-day marketing blitz and get it out to everybody. So this is a good template for doing it. And like you saw just in this talk today, where I'm just kind of going out with nothing, you're going to get, the person's going to say things and you're going to respond back. So it's going to be a little different, but this is a good general idea of what my listing presentation's like. Another question I always make sure to throw in there, even if it's at the end. So if I sell your house in 30 days or less, it's not going to be a problem, because you've always got to make sure they've got somewhere to go. That's important. You don't want anybody to be homeless. And then you can explain all the, contingent upon finding suitable housing. So there's ways we could sell your home and you're not going to be homeless. So that is the listing presentation in a nutshell. Thank you for watching. Please be sure to share, like, subscribe, and feel free to reach out to us with any of your real estate questions, no matter how minuscule you think it is. We're glad to try to help. If we don't know the answer, we will find it out. Thanks again. Have a great day. So that's pretty